Manute Gregorian is a parent of a student at that school where the protests broke out, and Andy Ngo is senior editor at the Post Millennial, who's been attacked by Antifa mobs. He's been reporting extensively on a similar situation at the school in Glendale. Manute, more than 100 parents rallied against that Pride Day assembly at Saticoy Elementary School in North Hollywood. Can you talk to us about what you witnessed and what parents are now saying about what happened there?
Well, it was very intense day, and we were there in very peaceful manner to protest against LAUSD. But we were met with LGBTQ, and now what is I know is Antifa, and it wasn't peaceful, and there were a lot of provocation. I've heard a lot of people chanting "Death to America," "Death to Christianity." I even had one guy try to burn my flag. And I am against all that. You cannot say that to America, I want to burn my flag. No way. And for me to have my children to learn about this kind of violence, and honestly, I'm not approve of it. LAUSD does a lot of stuff under the table without us parents knowing. And they keep it secretly, and they don't let the parents know, and we don't want that. This is not against LGBTQ community or anybody else. This is strictly against LAUSD. And them keeping their secretive ways and pushing their agenda and grooming our children, sexualizing our children without our knowing. Their EDCO law clearly states that this assembly was supposed to be for children from 1st grade to 12th grade. But during the assembly, there were children at the age of 4 years old. And Jackie Goldberg was there looking at these children in the eyes and showing this video. That's breaking the law that they have. And when we asked them, how come there were 4-year-old children present at this assembly, LAUSD basically just said, oh, we have no answer for that. We don't know why they were there. So you're telling me if my 4-year-old was at that school that day, and you took my 4-year-old without my consent to that assembly, and you have no answer for me. This is what we're protesting against.
Yeah, we saw that. Manute, I got to jump in. I'm limited on time, and I got Andy Ngo standing by as well. So hold on one second. There are other concerned parents. They spoke out. Here's a few clips of that.
These people want to force us back in the closet. They want to impose that every, child should be heterosexual, that the only correct relationships are straight ones, when there are wonderful, beautiful families that attend this very school that are queer, that are happy and wonderful, and they would like to tear those families apart.
Nobody has an answer to that. Nobody can answer why they're doing this at an elementary school and not at the high schools or the middle schools, where, this is probably a little more appropriate.
Andy, can you speak to us about perhaps what you've seen, what you've documented, again, as many are clashing, again, over ideologies and obviously the thought about what should be in elementary schools and what should not? Andy.
Well, I think that the political agenda of white liberals has really woken up sleeping giants, not just in the North LA County area where there are many Armenian-American families, but also yesterday, the same day where there was a clash in LA, there was also a very large similar protest by largely Muslim families in Montgomery County, Maryland, also over the same issue of parents largely of immigrant backgrounds feeling now that their voices over whatever their values are for their children are not being respected. And Antifa and the far left are quite in a bit of shock, actually. They were completely outnumbered yesterday in LA County. They tried to call for reinforcements online, and they were met by many Armenian-American men who engaged with them physically when it came to that, and Antifa were protected by police. I think if police were not there yesterday in Glendale, California, there would have been a lot more injuries on the Antifa side.
So just to kind of further expand upon that violent demonstration yesterday outside of the Glendale School District building in LA, the superintendent there actually recommended that the Board of Education adopt a resolution that would designate June as LGBTQ plus Pride Months. Andy, I want to get your quick thoughts on this, and then Manute as well. But Andy, you first.
Well, a one-size-fits-all over trans and LGBT ideology is not going to work in multicultural, multiracial societies. And we're seeing that now. These are a lot of immigrant families who are not necessarily partisan in political politics, but when it comes to issues over their children, they will be there on the front lines, as we're seeing, literally from coast to coast.
Yeah, Manute, final thoughts, 30 seconds to you on this. You're one of the parents and you're wanting for your children not to be exposed to certain things. You're saying this is really not about gay or straight or LGBTQ in the world. It's rather about what is being taught to your child.
Yes, sir. My school currently at education level is 5 out of 10. My school should concentrate on education, reading, writing, arithmetics, not on preaching LGBTQ. LAUSD has no constitutional right to push any ideology, especially gender ideology, on our kids. And what I say is, you're in our everyday life. You're in our stores, you're in our clothes, you're in our food, you're in our drinks, you're in our cars. Leave our kids alone. Bottom line, leave our kids alone. 10 years and young should not be exposed to any of this.
And we'll leave it right there. Manute Gregorian joining us, Andy No joining us as well. Gentlemen, thanks to you both. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me on.